All right, you guys, for the movie revenue sheet, for the next couple projects, you're going to use this review and learn Excel sheet. So you're going to go ahead and download it. Then go up here and open it. Remember that saves it to your download, so that's not a super safe place. So we want to go to File, Save As, and before the review and learn Excel, so that way you know the difference between the two, just go ahead and put your initials there. Put yours, not mine. And throw it in your computers folder. All right. In Excel, there are sheets down here. So within a book, which is what a file in Excel is called, there's multiple sheets. And so we're going to be using the movie sheet. Just make sure you're on the movie sheet or this is going to be super confusing. The first thing that we're going to do is edit up here where it says DOM box office for July 2023. I'm going to zoom in so you can see my work a little bit easier. And we're going to go up here and click on the formula bar. Note that even though it looks like FICE for July 2023 is actually in B, it's not. It's all in A1. That's just how Excel works. Stuff starts on the left and goes to the right until you tell it that you want it to wrap when you hit the end of the cell. So it's just going to keep going to the right. So we're going to go up here to the formula bar and we're going to add ESTIC, domestic box office results. For July 2023. And in Excel, whenever you're done with something, like you want to seal it, this is what I call it, just press enter. It doesn't actually put your text on the next row. Title for this sheet. So we're going to merge and center it. So I'm going to press and hold. If I'm working on my MacBook, I'm going to press and hold with my pointer finger and drag with my middle finger to H. If I'm working on the mouse, I'm going to press and hold with the left click with my pointer finger and just drag my mouse and then release it. Make sure that you get the big white plus sign. If you do anything else, if you use the wrong cursor, the fill handle is just going to keep filling that over. Just do Command Z if that's what it does. And you're going to go to H1. So you're going to select A1 through H1 and you're going to merge and center that text. So it takes those different cells and merges them into one. This is our title, so we're going to bold it and make it size 16. We're also going to change the font for the whole sheet, so we're going to go up here. This is our select all button. Command A works in Excel as well, but this is your select all button in Excel. I find that a little bit easier. Go here and let's choose Antigua. All right. So right now, like I said, in Excel, your stuff's going to continue to go to the right. And you'll typically see that unless there's something typed right next to it, like Studio here. So Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny is getting cut off, Dead Reckoning. So we're going to hover our mouse here between B and C. Get that auto fit or that column width adjuster and double click. Now we can see all of the text here, and we do have another misspelling, so we're going to fix that. So we have two actually. So where it says Haunted Mansion, so we're going to click there and go up here and get rid of the first S, and then no hard feelings, not no hard fellings. All right, remember, just press enter when you're done there. And then we're also going to hover our mouse between C and D so we can see all of the studio names. All right. Now, these are actually in order of rank. So instead of typing 1 through 15, we're going to use the magic fill handle that you learned yesterday. So we're going to press 1, enter, 2, enter. Now, remember in Excel, when you want to use the fill handle, you have to show it how you want it to count. So we have 1, 2, enter. Now I have to select those two, remove my mouse, hover my mouse up here in the lower right hand corner of that cell and drag it down till it says 15 for the flash. So now we need to format the column headings. So the things appear at the top of the columns tell us what's in each column. So we're going to select A2 through H2, and you're going to do that same thing. Press and hold with your pointer finger, drag your mouse or your middle finger. Or sometimes you guys press with like your left middle finger or pointer finger and then drag with your right hand. That works too. All right. So for these, we're going to center these. So we're not going to use merge and center because we don't want to move them into one cell. We want to center them, bold them, and fill the cells of color. So we're going to fill them black. And it should change your font, but if it doesn't, change your font color to white. All right, some of these down here are still getting cut off, but we'll figure that out here in just a minute. With those selected, right now, in Excel, like I said, your text just keeps going to the right until you tell it to wrap. And it's only going to wrap when the text hits the end of that cell. So if your text doesn't hit the end of the cell, like gross or total gross, then it's not going to wrap. So I'm going to go up here and tell it to wrap text. Also, the vertical alignment when you wrap your text is on the bottom. So the text sits on the bottom, but you can always tell it to align it in the middle or also at the top. We're going to make this size 12 as well. Great. And here where we have E and we have hashtag theaters, that's actually a number sign. So we're going to, but you guys don't read that. So we're going to get rid of that hashtag and put number of, and just press enter, and it will go ahead and wrap your text. Now, again, like I said, if you'd made your text bigger or your cell bigger, it won't wrap it for you. All right. So we need to make some of these things look like numbers and also, they look like numbers, but make them look like money. So the gross profit here for your box office results is the amount of money that the theater made from ticket sales. So that doesn't take into account any expenses. So they're just going to take the, whatever for their ticket sales. So we're going to make this look like money. So we're going to select D3 through D17. We're going to go up here and click on this dollar sign here. It says accounting number format. When you do this, you get a lot of different numbers. Now, earlier, when our movie titles were getting cut off, it didn't, like in our brain, we can tell that there's some words being cut off. But when numbers are being cut off, it is hard to know the difference between 4 and 4,337. So like if the cell wasn't big enough to just show, to show the 337 and it just showed the 4, that would be completely different than 4,337. So I know I haven't done anything wrong because when I hover my mouse or click in that cell, I see the amount that's in that cell. Basically, this just means that the number is too wide for the column width. So to fix that, you're going to go up here and double click. Now the difference between accounting number format, which is the dollar sign, and currency style, which is what we're going to do later, is accounting number format throws the dollar sign on the left and it throws the decimal point and the 2 zeros on the right. So there's always going to be this weird space. Now with those numbers, we also don't want to see the 2 decimals. So if you unselected those numbers, go ahead and select them again. And we're going to choose this decrease decimal sign. Now, the decrease and increase kind of look different. Like I would think that this number meant increase because it's pointing to the right, but it's saying it goes from 2 zeros down to 1. So it's your decreased decimal. So if you just click it twice, it adds those. And then if you just double click between D And E again, it kind of gets rid of all of those weird spaces. Now, number of theaters, we just needed to add a comma, and sometimes you wanted to add a decimal point and 2 decimals. So instead of going back and retyping all of these with a comma, I'm just going to select them and go up here to my comma style button and click it, and then do the same thing. Decrease decimal, decrease decimal. Now, total gross. We're going to click here and drag down. And we're going to go up here to where it says general. And this time we're going to choose accounting number format and see what happens here. Or sorry, currency style. My bad. We already chose accounting number format. Now we're going to choose currency. Double click between F and G. And do you see how the dollar sign attaches itself to the number, which is what it should do? The thing is, in accounting, you want your dollar signs to be in alignment. So that's why it's called accounting number format. So when you're doing like an income statement or a balance sheet or whatever, you want your dollar signs to be in alignment. In other things, you don't care. So that's why it's just called currency. Now, if you're doing a project for like Spanish or world languages and you had to do a budget and you went somewhere where they do not accept the dollar, you could change your sign to like a euro or whatever. All right, so we also want to see the date look different. So we're going to select 7/21/23 through 6/16/2023. We're going to go up here to date. And right now we just get this. So this is the short date. And we don't want the long date because that's going to give us like the day, the written out the month. We're just going to change our month so that it's like 07/21/23. So it's like 2 numbers in the middle, 2 numbers at the end. So where it says more number formats under date, we're going to choose this one. Now, it always just gives you like a random date. So it's March 14th, 2012. Go ahead and click on it. And there it's going to give you 2 numbers in the beginning, 2 numbers in the middle, and 2 numbers at the end. So now all of our dates are in alignment. The last thing that we're going to do, just to format this, is to figure out a formula where we're figuring the percent total gross. Okay, so what these 2 numbers mean, I believe, gross, both of gross means, again, it's just like the straight number, your sales. It's always going to be the biggest number. So when you get your paycheck and you see your gross pay, that's how much total money you earned. But that is not how much you get to take home. Because then they take out like taxes. Total gross, from what I think is like any money they made on like online sales, or like, you know how they do like those pay-per-views or like video on demands on cable sometimes, so you can like pay $20 or $30 to watch a movie that's in theaters. That's what I believe. So we're going to figure out what is the total amount of the gross from the total gross for each movie. So we're going to do an equal sign. So whenever we want Excel to figure that number for us, we're going to hit equals, and we're going to click the gross amount divided by, this is the slash, total gross. So D3 divided by F3, enter. It's going to give us a decimal point. So to make it look like a percent sign, I need to move the decimal 2 to the right. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to click increase decimal, increase decimal. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to click increase decimal. That's my bad. Click percent style. Then click increase decimal, increase decimal. So the percent style, it makes it into a percent, but again, you have to have it as a decimal first. Then you can, it'll round for you, and then you can make it see a certain number of decimals.